My name is April Harris, and I will be representing McGrath. I chose the question, what are ways that tribal leadership can help our youth become more involved to advocate for their future? I believe that tribal leaders play a large role in the future of our communities. Youth are the future, however, oftentimes they don't realize the impact that they will have. Tribal leaders should encourage youth to be more involved. Often in our communities, there are many unhealthy habits, and having our youth grow up around that as an example can eventually be devastating. I believe tribal leaders should make an effort to lead by example and teach healthy habits. Doing this by organizing activities for the youth, providing counseling when needed, whether it's for substance abuse, mental health issues, or anything in between. Our youth should know what it means to be Indigenous, to be strong. They should be taught that they aren't condemned to a meaningless life because they weren't raised with the same opportunities that others might have. Tribal leaders should be voicing this often. As youth, we're often punished for our misbehavior but not rewarded for the opposite. I believe that this should change. Youth should be rewarded for their accomplishments instead of only fearing punishment. Oftentimes, coming from small villages, youth don't know nor have access to all of the opportunities that they should. Tribal leaders should be able to give them these resources, encourage them to take part in these activities, along with supporting and advocating for them. They should encourage them to voice their opinions, invite them to tribal meetings, giving them a voice within their community. Tribal leaders should show our youth they are strong and resilient, that they should fight for their future and not let anyone oppress them for their beliefs. They should lead and set this example for our upcoming leaders. Youth should be taught more about their culture, about our subsistence lifestyle that has been around for generations. They should know what they have to fight for. They should be taught how rewarding it can be to advocate for not only themselves, but their future and future generations. I believe that upcoming tribal leaders will do great things for our communities with the right leadership. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Kriska. I live here in Fairbanks, but my family comes from Galena and Kycook. I'm a freshman in high school attending Hutchinson High School. Personally, I believe the Native youth can become more involved to advocate to protect our way of life by getting involved and continuing to be involved with our organizations. I grew up here in Fairbanks, so I don't have the same advantage as village delegates do culturally. So getting involved with the youth delegates will help carry our way of life onto the future. Also, learn the concerns of losing our Athabascan language, how to keep our subsistence, hunting, and fishing alive, and how to properly store it. By taking these next steps, I hope it inspires my younger sisters to get involved with the Native community as well. Being involved also means learning our memorial potlatch ways, from as simple as grocery shopping to cooking breakfast all the way to dinner. Also learning to help prepare months in advance. I am currently studying to have a career in the health field. By doing this, I can give back to my Native community with my service. This opportunity will give me practice for public speaking and a future career. I'm grateful for Canada Chiefs Conference for having youth delegates attend meetings because we are the future leaders. It is important for our future and our ways of life. According to our Athabascan Cultural Values Chart, practice of Native traditions is listed along with respect for elders, others. These values stand out to me because of how I grew up. Thank you for considering me to attend the upcoming meetings in March.
Jukwinda dinji juk ejit nai kokakwa e dinji jukya grande quikracha go ai. Trinin Italy dia gogo guantre gwath in qua kitcha shoncha sluktro qua gwili. Tut ju diginjik inhi nai qua gwili. Tut ja digwi hinja le gashandai. Etit iju jan digwai kit gwili. Hai he dinji qua gwili. Juke jit nai diginjik gegagwa e go ai. Gotsoinya nindan juk tikiyik nai gotsa. Tsunya nindan. Dinji jukya kurandai dai ju nai dathak sho gini. Dinjik nili suk chogai. Vidzai nili jrit. Hya cha in. Hya cha dinji jukya kurandai ititan. Tsya isli sa ginda gogo nindan nilitan. Trininai dathak ja dogai cha gindan. Lenai diginjik gagwa ai te dinji jukya grandai donja. So what I said was the Native youth has become more advocate about protecting our culture for many reasons. As an Athabascan Gwich'in youth, I'm seeing a lot I never saw when I was younger. I never saw the hardships of our culture, only the joy. I never knew about our salmon problems going on, our lack of native speakers, and addiction hitting our communities. Being a spectator of seeing our people's way fading slowly, I see our hope to save our culture is in the hands of the youth. I want to help change the outcome because being older makes you notice the hardships of our culture, but also even more joy. You start to notice people's smiles while doing cultural activities, such as cutting moose, cutting caribou, hanging salmon, and even trapping. I love our culture, and that's why as a youth of strong Gwich'in heritage, want to see our way of life going on. I know I'm not the only youth who thinks this way. I believe that every village younger generation loves our native activities and does not want to see them gone. There are more and more young speakers each year, and it impacts very positively, showing that other native youths share those same feelings about our culture.